Good morning, everybody. I'm Anne, a Unity in Lynnwood prayer chaplain, and I'm happy we are together this morning. Whether you are virtual or in the sanctuary, welcome. Let's close our eyes if that's comfortable and have the intention of connecting to our heart space. We breathe in some nice, even, steady breaths. Knowing that each time we breathe in and out, we are a little more grounded, calm, at peace, and ready to welcome the silence. We take with us into the quiet the knowing that divine loving presence that resides within our heart holds us close and holds us dearly. As we gently come back into the present moment, let's stretch a little. Tap our feet on the floor to remind us of our groundedness. We are connected to our hearts, refreshed, present for ourselves and each other. We welcome all who have come through our doors and come to our service online from the past, present, and future. We are all one, and so it is.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. 1, 2, 3. At this table, everyone is welcome. At this table, everyone is seen. At this table, everybody matters. No one falls between. At this table, you can say whatever. At this table, you can speak your mind. At this table, everything's forgiven. There's enough for everyone. So come as you are. Remember that the door is always open. Yes, come as you are. The perfect gift that you can bring is your heart. So come, come as you are. At this table, there will be no judgment. At this table, mercy has its seat. At this table, we're all sons and daughters. No place that I'd rather be. So come as you are. Remember that the door is always open. Yes, come as you are. The perfect gift that you can bring is your heart. So come, come as you are.
Now is our time of prayer. I invite you to relax. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And breathe. Simply breathe. Gradually becoming one with the breath. With every breath that you release, release any worries, fears, concerns, or doubts. Let them float away like the clouds in the sky. With every breath you breathe in peace. Let that peace flow through every cell of your being, from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. And now go to that still point deep within, where you know, you truly know, you are one with the one. I affirm I am present, aware, and awakened to the sacredness of this now moment. This moment is a grain of sand that will be added to the great sandcastle that is my life. Every moment is unique. Every moment is important. Every moment is significant. Every moment sets the stage for future moments. Each day begins brings all that it has to offer, and then concludes. When a moment is over, it is over. When a day is over, it is finished. I cannot relive yesterday's moments, nor can I live tomorrow's moments today. I choose to live this day fully. My life is a spiritual journey that can happen only in the present moment. Searching outside myself ends with the realization that this moment is the spiritual experience I have been seeking. As I look deeply into and inhabit this now moment, I discover the truth of who I am. I am the great creator of the magnificent sandcastle that is my life. We give thanks for these truths as we go forward to do what is ours to do, to create what is ours to create, knowing that all is well, life is good, and we are truly blessed. And so it is, and we let it be. Amen.
So come as you are. Remember that the door is always open. Yes, come as you are. The perfect gift that you can bring is your heart. So come, come as you are. Come as you are. At this table, everyone is welcome. At this table, everybody cares. At this table, everybody matters. Come pull up a chair. You know, you got the screen there, right up there probably, and we have a screen back there so we can see if there's anything in our teeth. It's actually not that big of a screen, so that's what you came to church to hear this morning, right? But the cool thing that we get to see from here is there's peeps out there waiting to come in. So let's sing them in. The youth are going to come in. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light in this world. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine so bright. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light in this world. Let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine so bright.
Good morning. Happy Youth Sunday. We're back. So we just returned from 2 camps. I'm going to just turn the microphone over. So first up is Phoenix to talk about Rendezvous, which is the shirt I'm wearing.
Hi, everybody. I'm Phoenix. We just got back from Rendezvous, and this was my very first time going to Rendezvous. And I had so much fun. Everybody there was so sweet. And I loved all the activities that we did. One of them was led by Noah, who is not here today. But I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my favorite part of Rendezvous. Sorry. So on, I think it was the second or third day, we began a silence. So it started at like 7 at night, and it went till, I think it was about 9 or 10 in the morning. So we started it and we did some quiet activities. So we got to draw a little bit, we got to color. I know a few people did some beading. And then we like got ready for bed, and it was all quiet. Nobody was allowed to talk. And it was just sort of, it was so we could just sort of think about our spirituality and anything that was on our heart or our minds. And we had a silent breakfast in the morning. And then we went on our God walk. And if you don't know what a God walk is, it means that we just sort of wander by ourselves, and we can explore the forest, or we can just experience nature and just sort of think. And then we went back and we got out of our silence by, I think it was laughing. Everybody started laughing maniacally, and I wasn't sure what was happening. But I think that was what led us out of the silence. But that was my favorite part, and it was so peaceful, and it was so calm. And I like silence, and it was really nice because everybody there is very loud. So I just needed a little bit of quiet. Okay, you ready?
Hi, I'm Felicity. My favorite part of Rendezvous was a little workshop that Kendall did, which she's not here, but it was about how to release all of your burdens. So what we did is we had glass plates, and then we had to write all of our burdens on them in paint pen. And then to show what it's like, because you carry around your burdens with you. So we had to carry them around for 3 hours, which was pretty annoying. There were a couple people who tried to use their plates as a Frisbee, and they didn't break. And then after a while, we got to smash them in a trash can, which was fun.
So Rendezvous is our high school camp. Right before Rendezvous, and they actually overlapped, was the Uniteen camp. And our Uniteen that went is not here today, but one of the sponsors is. And if you haven't met Aiden Dona yet, I invite you to introduce yourself. He is a YOU and Uniteen sponsor. He's amazing, and he's going to talk a little bit about what happened at Unitreat.
Hello, everybody. It's good to see you all. So yeah, Unitreat was an amazing event, and I love being a sponsor and a counselor there. It was 6 days for, I think, the youth, so 5 nights for the youth, yeah, and then an additional day for the counselors. But the one youth that we had that went, he had an amazing time, and they did so many amazing team building activities, which I got to lead, and I love kind of just making our youth just enjoy such a positive experience. And then that bled right into the Rendezvous event with the high schoolers. And there was a little bit of overlap and some laughs and fun there and people getting to see each other, and it was really cool. But yeah, we had an amazing time. There's a pool at that camp as well as a slip and slide. And we had 2 days worth of that. So they had a lot of fun, as well as playing in the forest, doing our challenge course that we run there. So it was an amazing time, and I hope to see more of our Uniteens there at our next event in the fall. So, thank you.
So today we are doing hospitality, and we've got surprises in Friendship Hall for you, and all love offerings for hospitality go to the youth so that our kids can go to these amazing camps. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone who donates to Youth and Family Ministries. It really is life-changing for everyone that gets to go. So see you in Friendship Hall after the service. And if you would rise as you're able and help me in blessing our youth. You are the light of love in this world. You are the light of kindness in this world. Let it shine so bright.
Oh, if you don't want to sit down, you don't have to. This is you could meet, greet, say howdy, whatever you want to say, namaste. So, well, I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Well, I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Tag. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, it gets real noisy, doesn't it? As you make your way back to your seats, I think you'll see that the AV crew extraordinaire is putting some words up on the screen. That's fun, huh? So you get to sing along on the chorus. If you figure out the verse through divine whatever, do that too. But the chorus is, we begin. Here's a tune to take us in. This right cheer is where we begin. I didn't put cheer on there. So then the second half is, we begin. Let's double down on love, my friends. This right cheer is where we begin. So. We begin, a loving tune to take us in. Here it is. Right here is where we begin. We begin, let's double down on love, my friends. This right here is where we begin. Let's try it again. We begin, here's a tune to take us in. Right here is where we begin. We begin, let's double down on love, my friends. This right here is where we begin. We can start out anywhere, but we're here now, we're not elsewhere. Right here is where we begin. So let's beautifully bless this place, this blue dot in outer space. This right here is where we begin. And it goes like this, come on. We begin. Here's a tune to take us in. Right here is where we begin. Yeah, we begin, let's double down on love, my friends. This right here is where we begin. I'm so grateful that we're here together. Make some memories might last forever. Right here is where we begin. So let's just share a song, maybe a few stories. Sing along, it's glorious. Right here is where we begin. Let's do it again. We begin. Here's a tune to take us in. Right here is where we begin. We we begin. Let's double down on love, my friends. Right here is where we begin. Oh, when our time is said and done, when my taking in such love and fun, and thinking about doing it again. Though it seems we might have reached our end, remembering that now is when, right here is where we begin. Oh, we begin, oh, we begin. Here's a tune to take us in. Right here is where we begin. Oh, we begin, let's double down on love, my friends. Right here is where we begin. Big finish goes like this. This right here is where we begin. How about Andrew and Farko on that? Awesome.
I say we begin, right? Again. Oh, wow. Thank you guys so very much. My name is Stella Black, and I'm absolutely delighted to be your welcome host this morning. You know, as I stand here this morning, I see each of you as a radiant expression of spirit. I see each of you letting your light shine in the way that only you can. And it's really beautiful to witness. I wish you could be up here seeing yourselves. I'd like to welcome anyone who is joining us for the first time, either online or in the physical sanctuary this morning. No matter what road that you have traveled in your journey that brought you here this morning, we want you to know that your presence richly blesses us. We were all new one day, and we are so blessed by your presence. We sincerely hope that you hear something this morning that touches you, that speaks to you, and that we see you again. We certainly welcome our online community, our virtual, those joining us from near and far, and every one of you seated in the physical sanctuary this morning. You know, Unity in Lynnwood is a very special place in that inclusivity is one of our hallmarks. We believe that each person is an individualized expression of divinity itself, and as such, we accept each person without question, condition, or exception. What this means to you is that we welcome all family structures, we celebrate all spiritual paths, and we honor all life. In principle, we love without boundaries, we love without borders, we love boldly. Welcome one and welcome all to Unity in Lynnwood. Thank you.
So I saw Elizabeth's topic. I don't know if, did that go out? Does the congregation know what you're speaking on? Just saying. A friend of mine was going through some challenges about 24 years ago, and right around 2000, and she was having some real difficult health challenges. And I said to a friend of mine who's a doctor, she's been a family friend for years. I said, I don't know what to do to say to her. And she said, all you can do is wish people peace, truth, and all the courage they need. So I said, well, I'm going to put that in a song, so maybe I'll remember it, you know. So, and the first time I played this for a church, or played at any church for that matter, was 20 years ago. And Nancy Apple was at that service, so, with one of your many beautiful hats. So, This is called Wash Over You. I wish you peace and truth, all the courage that you need. In this dream we call today, I've dreamt of hope and love where the land meets the sea, washing over you like a wave. I want to give you one gift each and every day, one gift throughout our lives. I've sent these thoughts across the universe to guide your pathway. Share this dream tonight. Wash over you like a wave that cleans your hidden beaches. Feel it rinse away your pain. Wash over you with a gentle wave that leaves you in the sand with love so pure, till you need to dream the waves again. I wish you peace and truth, all the courage that you need. Oh, precious are the memories we create. I've dreamt of hope and love where the clouds go to seed, pouring over you like the rain. I get caught sometimes feeling helpless. We're always trying to say the right thing, and it's a time for being selfless, to share a smile or a tear or a reason to sing. Wash over you like the rain. I'll let the clouds gather quickly. Feel them rinse away your pain. Wash over you in the sweetest rain that leaves you in the sun with love so pure, till you need to dream the rain again. Till you need to dream the waves again. Till you need to dream.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Steve and Andrew and Farko. I mean, there's nothing like a little music to get that soul going on a Sunday morning, you know? And Stella, I feel like I've already been to church. I'm going to leave now. Oh, no, I think I have something to say, maybe. You may or may not want to hear it. But welcome, welcome, welcome. If you haven't heard already, we like to welcome people here. And that means we're glad you're here, I'm glad you're here, you're glad that you're here, and we're just going to have a little party today. And in celebration of that, I found a little meme. Some of you know that I have an affection for shoes. Not really showing them off today, but we have a little meme that goes along with shoes this morning and shows us how to welcome. There we go. So I thought in the spirit of shoes, you guys might appreciate this. So let me just go through it here. Equality means everyone is getting a pair of shoes. Okay. Diversity. Everyone is wearing a different type of shoe. Yes? Equity is everyone getting a pair of shoes that fits them, which if you have feet as big as mine is sometimes difficult, but anyway. Accessibility is having shoes or alternatives that feel comfortable. Inclusion is feeling respected and valued whether or not you're wearing shoes. I love that. And belonging is showing up with or without shoes and without fear of judgment. And I'd say that's pretty much the way we roll here at Unity in Lynnwood. So there you go. We also, as Stella said, would like to extend a special welcome to anyone joining us online today in our virtual community. I see a lot of people have put their name and location in the chat box for our social media host, Callie. We have Ursula in Florida. We have Jerry. Can't wait to see you back, Jerry. Michelle, hello from Seattle, North Seattle. Will, Tom, and Jenny, welcome, welcome. We are so glad you're here, and we are going to let you know that by turning to this camera over here where Fran is and repeating after me. Good morning. Good morning. We see you. We see you. We know the truth of you. We are happy to share this time with you. Welcome. Awesome. Thank you. So here at Unity in Lynnwood, we have, you hear it every week, but I'm sorry, it never gets old, a very powerful mission statement. Practical spirituality, welcoming community. So you've heard that welcoming now. Practical spirituality, you're going to get a little bit of that in a minute. Hold on. But to complement that mission statement, we have 7 value statements that were developed in conjunction with the Board of Trustees. And this week, it's number 7, and it reads as follows. We support people in realizing and expressing their divine potential in spirit, mind, and body. So all 3. And I think you'll get a little bit of that too, especially when we go out for treats that the youth are going to provide to us later today. And our invocation, I invite you to take this in however it works for you. Let it wash over you, say it with me, whisper it, whatever feels good. Though imaged and named variously, there is a singular and eternal ground of being from which all life emanates and into which all life retreats. We choose to call this ground of being God. By extension, we come to understand that we are spiritual in nature, human in expression, and limitless in potential. We gather today to remember such truths, to celebrate our unity, and to honor all life. Thank you. So, as Steve said, I have a topic today. But maybe today's topic, lest I keep you in suspense any longer, let's talk about death. It should come with one of those warnings, you know, the ones you hear on NPR when they announce that they are about to broadcast a story on a sensitive topic. If you have kids in the car, you might want to turn off the radio. Or, this story contains descriptions of graphic images. Viewer discretion advised. I promise you, no distressing images. But let's talk about death. Well, why? For those of you squirming in your seats right now. Well, for one thing, we do a really bad job of dealing with and talking about death in our culture. Even among so-called enlightened, we generally do not feel comfortable addressing anything about death. The process, the aftermath, the feelings, the complicated pathway through it. I know that when my mother died, I was right back to work within a day or two. I mean, really, after my mother died? Like, come on. Some of us may have avoided this topic for our entire lives, where others, like me, have been obsessed with it since I was a little kid. Seriously, when I was about 10, I would read the obituaries in the local newspaper, and I wonder about the lives of the people I was reading about and their families, how they died, and also being terrified that I'd have to go to like an open casket funeral one day. But this talk is not about being dead, because that's not really something I have any experience with, or at least experience that I can remember anyway. Do I believe if we sit quietly in this room that we could feel the presence of Nathan, or Byron, or Lloyd, or Nan? Yeah, I do. I really do. But that's another topic for another day. Today, I want to talk to you about how to prepare. Yet prepare for the inevitable, and how living your life, being aware of your own death, can enrich your present immeasurably and help to ensure that when you are face to face with your own mortality, you might engage with that with a sense of peace and curiosity and wonder. In fact, today's talk was partially inspired by this 2-minute story you were about to hear. This man, Michael Rogers, found great pride in his work as a death doula, providing spiritual and emotional support to those transitioning to the end of their lives. Let's take a listen to his story.
I think that most people spend their lives avoiding the fact that death is inevitable. But for me, when forced to contemplate, well, what actually happens, I found that if you have an idea of the kind of person you want to be perceived as when you die, it gives you an idea of what you're supposed to be doing right now. The birds seem like they cheep a little bit louder, and the sky looks bluer. And I became a doula because I think that if I could point at the end of life what we want that to be about, then that should dictate what we want the middle stages and the beginning stages to be about. I was born in 51. We were very, very poor. You get rebellious, and you see that dope dealing man over there. Well, he got the shiny car, and he got everything you ever dreamed of wanting. So you figure out ways of surviving, and then getting myself in trouble, and I did it to the point where they finally caught me. 15 years in the prison cell, I didn't miss the 5, 6, 7 cars. Couldn't drive but one at a time. And you realize that the true coin in life, the caring about people and knowing that people care about you and the sharing, that's what's important. I'd like for my life to be about earning the death that I'd be proud of. And when the final accounting is done for my life, as it's going to be done for your life, well, if you can find pride in what you've done and what you've overcome, then that's what it's really all about.
I love that. Those of you who listen to story choirs, be careful, because it's always tears, no matter what. Michael's story reminds me of a quote from a book I've been reading, The 5 Invitations by Frank Ostaseski. He says, "Death is not waiting for us at the end of a long road. Death is always with us, in the marrow of every passing moment. She is the secret teacher hiding in plain sight." Said another way by Pema Chodron in How You Live is How You Die, death is not the end, but a transition. It is a powerful teacher, reminding us to live authentically and to cherish each moment. Even Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore, who it might be said had an interesting relationship with death, like he thought he wasn't going to, said, "Our thoughts and beliefs about death shape our experience of it. By transforming our thoughts, we transform our experience." Okay, how do we go about doing this? How do we live in such a way that when we recognize that the physical ending is in sight, we can embrace it without fear and with grace and peace? That's what these teachers can help us, and what our life teachers can show us. In my case, I have a little story here. My very own mother taught me a lot about how not to do this. You know that line about how difficult it is when your parents get old and the roles get reversed and you have to care for them. Yeah, that was not my story. I think I kind of popped out taking care of my mom before I could even talk. But anyway, my mother was a brilliant and talented artist who was born decades before her time. And while she enjoyed some success in her career, she was thwarted at every turn during the 60s and 70s by an art world dominated by men in New York City. And throughout her life, probably undiagnosed narcissism and too much vodka made her bitter and angry. With the help of my wonderful husband, who now we will refer to as Saint Timothy, we built a house with a huge separate space for her to move in, where she spent the last couple of years of her life. And her progression towards physical death was fairly typical. A skin infection kind of went bad, and then that precipitated a host of other complications. And she was alternating between the hospital and an assisted care facility. And ultimately, one night, we got that call that she had been taken back to the ER. And the attending doctor said that her systems were in fact failing and her blood pressure was very low. And they had her on a medication to keep her blood pressure stabilized, but they told us that if there were any family members, they needed to come to say their goodbyes. So my brothers arrived from all over the country by noon the next day, and we gathered around her bedside, and they withdrew the IV that was administering this medication, and we expected that she would pass fairly quickly. That's what we expected. Well, she did not. No. Hours went by, and then a day or two. Finally, they said, we're moving her out of the ICU. We're going to put her in a regular room. We took turns, my brothers and Tim and the girls and I, sitting with her. She was in and out of consciousness, and we spoke to her very lovingly and gently, and yet she kept on breathing. Finally, around day 4, they moved her to Evergreen Hospice, beautiful place, by the way. And we spent another week plus by her bedside. They were threatening to kick her out. She was supposed to go on Medicaid, but anyway, I'm like, where's she going to go? So she was not responsive at this time at all to us that we could tell. But one night, I sat by her bed, holding her hand and telling her how much I loved her and thanking her for all that she had given me. A love and passion for cooking and for art, and a true love for all animals. And I promised I would take care of her kitty, Henri, named after Matisse, fondly called Henry. Most importantly, I told her that she and I were good. I was at peace with our relationship, and if there was any forgiving that she felt needed to be done, I just released her from that, and I loved her. I told her stories about all the things that I loved that she had done for me as a child, made me beautiful clothes, taught me to sew and cook and do a million crafty things. And I thanked her for all the gifts, for her art and poetry that grace our home. And what's interesting is she may have been released because she passed away the next morning. And yet she struggled through that. I can't pretend to know what or why she was holding on to so tightly in this life, what she felt she needed to do, but it was clear that she had some heavy baggage following her into her transition. I know that I don't want to leave this incarnation in such an agitated state. The truth is, as Frank Ostaseski writes, reflecting on death can have a profound and positive impact, not just on how we die, but on how we live. The habits of our lives have a powerful momentum that propels us toward the moment of our death. What habits do we want to create? He goes on to suggest, as we well know in Unity, that our thoughts manifest as actions, which turn into habits, and these habits ultimately form our character. I don't know about you, but if I imagine myself on my deathbed, hopefully surrounded by people and animals I love, I want to know that I lived the most alive life possible, that I took the gift of each moment and didn't waste one of them. For as he says, we can harness the awareness of death to appreciate the fact that we are alive, to encourage self-exploration, to clarify our values, to find meaning, and to generate positive action. Death is a good companion on the road to living well and dying without regret. Acknowledging the reality of our ultimate death also helps us to deal with life, with loss, with any situation where you feel small and out of control, such as a divorce or breakup or coping with an illness or the loss of a job or an accident or even strained relationships with a family member or colleagues. What then do we do in life to prepare us? Suppose we stopped compartmentalizing death, cutting it off from life. Suppose we imagine that we regarded dying as a final stage of growth that held an unprecedented opportunity for transformation. Yes, we have to agree that death is the elephant in the room, that is the truth that we all know, but somehow collude into not talking about. It's time to bring death out into the open and stare it right in the face, even when we are healthy and living our best life. There are steps to get us there, because we know we are in practical spirituality land. So let's go through those. Number one is don't wait, start today. And the good news is, as implied, you don't have to wait until you are sick or dying to begin this one. As Pema Chodron says, our task in life and in death is to realize we always have a choice. We can fall asleep into unawareness and stay stuck in the repeating cycle of samsara, or we can wake up. As I like to say, if you want to die, well, you better wake up first. We keep postponing things, waiting for the right time, the perfect moment, but life is happening to us right now. And we never know how much time we have left. How many of us have lost a loved one and realized sadly that we had left so many things, especially nice things, unsaid? I still wish I had told my grandmother how much she meant to me, how inspirational she was to me, and how much of her I feel in me. Number two, welcome everything and push away nothing. Okay. Sure, that's fine when what's being offered is free concert tickets or double dip ice cream cone, but for me anyway, not pushing away illness or pain or sick pets or stuff falling apart around the house is just a little bit more challenging. My advice here, make sure you experience the reality of the emotion around the situation before you jump into the I accept all the horrible crap in my life stage, because a good Zen practice does not mean denying your feelings, but it doesn't mean harping on them either. It's kind of like fishing. You catch and you release. Number three, bring your whole self to the experience. This one is a little easier for me, as it asks us to bring our true, authentic selves to all of our experiences with all the self-awareness we can muster. And I'm going to quote my favorite Brené Brown here, who says, to love someone fiercely, to believe in something with your whole heart, to celebrate a fleeting moment in time, to fully engage in a life that doesn't come with guarantees. These are risks that involve vulnerability and often pain. But I'm learning that recognizing and leaning into the discomfort of vulnerability teaches us how to live with joy, gratitude, and grace. How often has fear or shame prevented you from being the wholeness of you? Guilty. I've often been grateful that as I release ghosts from the past, I am able to go to bed at night and fall asleep easily in the calm acceptance that I have been my best self that day. Well, most days. most days. And I would argue that falling gently to sleep at night with a clear conscience does indeed prepare me for the ultimate sleep. Number 4 is find a place of rest in the middle of things. In the midst of life's busyness and chaos, this invitation advises finding moments of stillness and peace. It highlights the value of pausing and grounding ourselves, even when circumstances are demanding. Anyone out there good at this? Because if you are, please see me after service. I need some coaching. Yeah, I meditate every day, but somehow between a full-time job, ministerial school, helping out at church and giving talks, and 2 kids still at home and taking care of a handful of geriatric pets and trying to stay sort of fit, moments of stillness and peace are pretty hard to come by. I like to think that I don't measure myself by my busyness, but growing up in a family where overachieving was the way to get kudos and recognition, well, let's just say that old habits die hard. Zen masters and the philosopher Martin Heidegger both emphasize this, that the authentic human existence and being true to oneself rather than being defined by external actions or roles is how we want to roll. And finally, number 5, cultivate a don't know mind, or as I like to say, encourage curiosity. Once we shed our need to be right skin, anyone? We can more easily approach the world with an open mind. If I am able to bring my curiosity to everything, it is a lot easier to welcome everything and push away nothing. If I stop Judy judging myself and embrace feeling uncomfortable in not knowing absolutely everything because I think I should, it works a lot better. It's actually kind of fun to practice saying this. Why? I just don't know. It's really liberating. I don't know. And it's not about being wishy-washy or non-committal. It's about living in the world as it is and not how we think we see it all the time. Or think about what it was like when you were a child and you didn't really know much of anything. I honestly remember watching the sunlight reflecting off dust in the air when I was about 5 and thinking it was like 1,000 tiny sun stars. Anybody do that? Tim said he did. Yeah. Remember when you grew a string bean plant in a milk carton in 2nd grade and how magical it felt when that first little sprig started coming up? The whole world is still just waiting to be discovered by you, full of wonder and beautiful things. Don't let that go. Any one of these principles would be worthy of its own Sunday talk. But the comforting takeaway for you and why let's talk about death is that all of these practices, which enrich our spiritual lives, will also make the transition to our next experience that much easier. This, friends, is how we live a life that makes us worthy of the best kind of death. One where we can look back on our lives and know that we took a hold of each moment, stayed in it, and appreciated it. A life that we didn't fritter away with bad choices and substances and grudges and judging. A life where we looked loved ones right in the eye and said, "Do you know how much I love you?" Let's take a few minutes and let this knowledge seep into our bones and our souls. I invite you to get as comfortable as you can in your seats, wherever you are. Let your body try to relax into its own weight. Take a breath, and on the exhale, let your eyes gently close if you're comfortable with that. Thich Nhat Hanh said, "Breath is the bridge which connects life to consciousness, which unites your body to your thoughts." And I would add, to God. As you let your breath move through you, let these words from Rumi wash over you. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the doorsill where the two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. And so it is.
Thank you, Elizabeth. My goodness, what beautiful words to take in and be with. Now is the time for our offering. Unity in Lynnwood offers opportunities for giving and receiving that we might more fully cooperate with the reciprocal nature of the spiritual universe. This sounds very complicated to me, but I've broken it down to what I believe are more simple words, and that is, while your giving does matter to us, we are so grateful for your tithes, for your love offerings. We suggest that your giving matters to you as well. Electronic giving options will appear on the screen. For those of you choosing to give a physical gift this morning, the ushers will gratefully pass baskets. If you're on site and would like to give by credit card this morning, we have an electronic giving station at the back of the sanctuary near to the Welcome and Information Center. If you would like more information about Unity's programs of regular giving, planned giving, or legacy giving, please grab a Giver's Circle brochure or write the Board of Trustees directly. For those of you already participating, thank you so very much. And now please join me in our offering affirmation as it appears on the screen. I give freely and fearlessly, fulfilling the law of giving and receiving. Thank you.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen. Let our joy joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen.
Is anybody joining us for the first time today? Anybody new or newer? If so, please raise your hand. Wow, fantastic. We want you to know that we have a very special gift for you, and that is an undated copy of the Daily Word. The Daily Word is a pint-sized devotional that contains affirmations and encouraging messages for every day of the year. It has been in publication since July 1st of 1924. So according to my math, that's over 100 years. Isn't that amazing? And you can get your free gift by visiting Marion in Soul Things Book and Gift Shop. And that is located near to the front door and across from the Friendship Room. So anyway, that's awesome. Following the service, I will be back at the Welcome and Information Station at the back of the sanctuary. I'll be there to answer anyone's questions. I also encourage you to peruse the wonderful resource material that we have back there. For example, this booklet, it is the Timeless Wisdom of Eric Butterworth called Turn on the Light. There are several booklets back there published by Unity Worldwide. So please take some time to see what we have to offer. We also have the newcomers information packet back there, and that's a wonderful resource for you. And then we also have resource material in the chairback pocket in front of you. And one in particular is a prayer request. So if you do have a prayer request, please fill it out, and at the back it will tell you the different options for where you might put that so that you can be entered into prayer by our wonderful chaplains. And let's see. Of course, you all know that you're invited to the Friendship Room following the service today, and we're here to celebrate those youth. Aren't they amazing? Gosh. I wish I had found Unity when I was maybe 17 instead of 70-something, but right? Okay, and now on to invitations. Please register for all events by visiting the calendar page at www.unityinlynnwood.org. If you have a compliment or comment, please write "We Listen" at unityinlynnwood.org. We're here for you. There will be a healing prayer service Wednesday, August 21st at 7 p.m. Please join Reverend Nancy Merrill as she guides us through a powerful healing prayer service based on science of mind teachings and affirmative prayer practices. And this is an in-person event. On Sunday, August 25th at 12:30, you are invited to celebrate with us at our annual all-community picnic and volunteer recognition, scheduled for the Unity in Lynnwood parking lot. Please bring a favorite side dish or treat to share. Our generous board of trustees will be providing the hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill. There will be shuttle service available from Fred Meyer parking lot all morning to accommodate the game areas, cotton candy machine, and more. Nature walks and great music will be included. It sounds like a fabulous time to me. Would you like to be more involved in our community? We have many ways to be of service. This is a great way to meet people, make connections, and become an integral part of the great things that are happening here at Unity in Lynnwood. We encourage everyone to take a look at the list of needs at the Welcome and Information Station after the service to find out more about the different opportunities that are available. Some require very little time. Michelle Van Eyck will be available to answer any questions, although I am going to amend that and say Amanda, who's already back there, will be available. Michelle's not here today. we would love to have you as a part of our ministry teams. Flower dedications to all I wish you love, harmony, and happiness from Ying Shang Harlow. Doesn't it just touch your heart? And if you would like to make a flower dedication, you can do so in our gift shop or by writing administration@unityinlynnwood.org. A suggested love offering of $25 is asked. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stella. Thank you also to Callie, who is responsible for creating our lovely flowers every week behind the scenes. That's awesome. Way to go, girl. So, as always, before we close, I want to make you aware that we have loving and brilliant prayer chaplains who are here today to meet you after service. In Unity, we practice affirmative prayer, meaning, in case you don't know, that we see the wholeness. We see the wholeness of you and every situation that you're in. Let our prayer chaplains support you in a dark time, a confusing time, or even a joyous time. Let that wash over you. They are here to hold your hand, literally or metaphorically, and to hold you in the highest place. If you're in our physical sanctuary, just come on up here after service, and the prayer chaplains will be available. And if you're online, please write to prayer@unityinlynnwood.org. Include your phone number and expect a call in the next couple of hours from an anonymous number. And would the prayer chaplains in service today please stand or wave so we know who to look for? Thank you. We appreciate you. We do. So let's close this time with a little prayer. Close your eyes and let's let the 5 invitations do a little work. Take a breath and remind yourself, don't wait. On your next breath, promise yourself to welcome everything and push away nothing. Whatever you do today, bring your whole self to the experience. If life gets too frenetic, find a place of rest in the middle of things. And finally, when you don't know, or even if you think you do know, cultivate the don't know mind. And now we will end, as we always do, with sung words of blessing and sung words of farewell.
May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Andrew on the drums, Farko on the bass. And I thought that it would be like, who drove the furthest? I thought it was like the wedding thing. I drove up from Hood Canal from playing last night. I thought I'd win. No, Andrew drove over from Clay Elum last night. But wait, there's more. Farko drove up from Vancouver, so he won.